My guest for this week's episode is somebody that I'm sure you'll know if you follow the IFSC World Cup circuit, and if you don't, this is Kyra Condie of Team USA. She's an incredible boulder and lead athlete, and she's also an Olympian and a really lovely person. I've looked up to Kyra as an athlete and a role model in the sport for a really long time, so it's really nice to share a session at one of our local gyms in Salt Lake City. This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Usually I come to this gym to kind of get on more of the competition style stuff. I tend to, on my own, go to the boards a lot, and so I have to make myself get on the comp style stuff, and even the easy stuff here is really compy.
Okay.
So usually I like to even do like the easier stuff on the slabs and just like walk around, get practice, get comfy on the slab, and then try some of the harder stuff.
Okay,
is usually what I kind of do here, just to like get on like easier comp stuff, I guess.
Okay, easier comp stuff is sounding good to me, because I am like I shy away from comp style stuff, anything kind of like fast and dynamic, and I feel that's where you excel.
I do like fast.
Yeah, okay, well maybe we should lean into that and pick out some kind of like compy style dynamic boulders.
That sounds good.
Okay, nice. Let's pick our first boulder. Remind me of the tag, where the tag.
Honestly, everything under blue feels usually about the same.
Okay.
Purple is, I think, slightly harder than the other ones, and orange. Whereas blues are sometimes like weirdly impossible, even though they shouldn't be. And
this looks weirdly impossible.
Yeah.
At least to my eye.
And then whites are the hardest.
Okay.
We could do this green one.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks
green looks lovely.
Chill.
Show us the way.
I also sometimes like to just make the easier ones like more compy. Like doing that type of thing in general. Wasn't my most graceful.
I'm sure it will look very graceful in comparison.
Ooh. I totally skipped a hold. There's one out to the left.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Oh gosh.
Sick.
Ta-da! Okay, some root reading issues on that one.
Yeah, I feel like something that's underrated a lot of times is just like getting on easier stuff and then doing it a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
Like doing it static, doing it dynamic, doing it like however you can think of. If somebody then does it differently than you, then doing it that way.
Sure.
That's something we learned like in Japan, I think is where we were. Like the whole Japanese team was climbing, and somebody would send it, and then like a climb, and then somebody would do it differently, and then that person who sent it the first time would get back on it and do it again.
See what you can learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that as a mentality. I feel, especially, well, in indoor gym climbing, I feel like there is that mentality of like, okay, I've done it, I never have to do it again.
Yeah.
But actually, if you flash a boulder or get a boulder quickly, there's still probably so much more that you could learn from that boulder.
Yeah, or like doing it perfectly or something.
Styles. Yeah. Do we want to move on?
We can move on.
Yeah?
This black one I think was pretty compy. I don't think I did it. It was like pretty hard. See if I can do it or no. Oh, it's so scary.
Yes! Yeah. Ooh.
I overdid it that time.
Great discount also.
I fully missed you're supposed to like step back on that right one.
Okay.
But I completely missed it.
What's the fear factor there? Is it the foot?
The volume looks really bad.
Yeah.
And I think, our tendency is to be like, no way is my foot staying on that.
Yeah.
But typically, like, I mean, that time, like, what failed was not the foot. The foot was like the last thing to leave the wall. So that's always nice to have a go where you're like, okay, my foot's not gonna slip if you trust it.
Yeah. Yeah, so good.
Oh, this move is so big.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, Kyra.
Whew.
We have moved on to the slightly steeper part of BP, and I spotted this pink climb out of the corner of my eye, which, if we're going for like compy stuff, I feel like that could be quite compy.
Yeah.
That would be my reading, but
It looks like one that you can like do multiple ways too.
yeah.
Because like the hands are good enough that you could maybe like kick a foot over first and go static, or you
Sure,
could probably
get
do it
some
a more
knees
dynamic
involved.
way and go like 1, 2.
Yeah.
But maybe you can try and do it multiple ways. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would your like first instinct be if you were?
I usually have an idea before I get on the wall, and then half the time I get to the wall and I'm like, no way. Like, what was I thinking?
Freestyle it.
Like, we'll regularly be at comps, like reading a lead route or something together, and Brooke or somebody will be reading it with me, and then go, Kyra, like, what, are you trying to sabotage me? Or like, what? And I'm like, no, that's literally what I thought we were supposed to do. But I guess my instinct is sometimes better than my my initial thoughts about it.
Yeah. Always say like your body knows how to climb
Yeah.
better than your mind does.
Exactly, yeah. I think like 1, 2, and then kick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Just missed the foot.
Close. Whilst Kyra takes a little rest on this pink one, I'm going to go for this blue, which I think is also slightly hoppy, but we'll find out. See what happens.
You got it.
Oh.
Come on. Yeah. Oh. That was it.
Skin. Yeah, I felt a little more initial commitment. I thought about trying to get the heel in.
Yeah.
And then it didn't really work, and then I had hung around for a little while, so.
I bet that's another move where it can go both ways. But
Yeah?
it's just like whatever you commit to. I feel like in comps, that's honestly one of the biggest things. Like this move, again, could probably go 2 ways. But
Yeah.
if you're debating which way to go while you're on the wall, like you only half do it, and then it doesn't give you any information.
Sure.
So it's better to like 100% commit to whatever beta you've decided to use.
Yeah.
And then you gain the information of, okay, yeah, that's gonna work, or like, okay, no, I should think of something else. Whereas I think a lot of times, like you'll see people in comps kind of like half-ass a move, I guess.
Yeah, because they're still not quite sure.
Yeah, and then you
about,
don't
like,
learn anything because you're like,
yeah.
well, that maybe would have worked if I had tried harder, and so then you have to take another go.
Yeah,
And,
sure.
and it's all about obviously trying to get things in like as
Yeah.
few goes as possible in comps. So,
Yeah.
but that's why it's nice to do it in practice, and you can kind of like figure out,
Yeah, build your
confidence in
yeah,
the like
yeah.
move repertoire, I guess, like of what is possible.
Go on. Yes, Kyra.
Wow, that was a slap.
It's a really satisfying sound. Yeah, so cool. Nice.
So I like committed more that time
Yeah.
for sure. The first time I was like, what am I doing? Whereas that one was more like 100% commitment. That was fun.
Between climbs, I wanted to take a minute to talk about the sponsor of this video. Today's session with Kyra has kindly been sponsored by Squarespace, who we've been loving working with this year to host our website. I actually used Squarespace before we worked with them because I think they have some of the nicest looking website templates on the market, but aside from aesthetics, we also really love using Squarespace for their commerce features. So we sell HMB tees and stickers on our web store, and this week we've been getting lots of use out of the low stock alerts. So for example, we've just restocked our sticker packs, and it's been super simple just to adjust inventory on the go. So if you'd like to try Squarespace, head to squarespace.com/Hannah Morris and use code Hannah Morris for 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain.
So from my first attempt, the hold out to the right, it's good, but it's only really, it gets a lot better the further rightwards you are on it. So I felt I was a little bit hesitant with the jump and didn't really jump as far right as I needed to jump. So my plan for this go is to commit to the jump first off, try not to get the heel in, and then jump further right. That's the plan.
Yeah, nice. Oh, that was it. I think like even more middle.
More middle.
Like you can see where the T-nut is, like the bolt hole. On
so
the,
like higher.
I think you want to be just left of it, like a full hand to the left.
Okay.
I know that hold. Just gonna see if I can cheat this pink move.
Yeah, go for it.
I think it'll be harder.
Yeah, kind of. Oh.
Definitely harder.
What was it about that method that made it harder? Was it the...
It's honestly that the first foot is bad. And so
Right.
you can't really keep tension on it to match this and get the foot out.
Yeah.
And so like that right there is the clue that you're supposed to move quickly off of it, because the next foot's really good and the hands are good. So if you can get into the body position of like from start to end quickly, then it's like, okay. If you can't do it slowly, then it's like obviously faster, I guess. Is usually how my like train of thought process goes.
Right, I'm gonna try this again. I'll give this one last go.
You got it. I think too, going back to the heel, if it doesn't work as a jump, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it definitely felt like that was what I would have felt more comfortable doing. But then it's good to try and push myself out of my slow and static comfort zone. So where am I hitting it quite low and then just like sliding off?
Yeah, you're kind of on like the, if you look at it from over here, you see that like ridge?
Yeah.
You're hitting it like on the left side of the ridge.
Okay.
And as soon as you get to the right side of the ridge and a little deeper, it's just way better. Yeah. Yeah, sick. Oh! Come on. Okay, keep it together. It's another kind of fast move. Yeah, that was it. That was sick on the first move.
Yeah.
You were so chill that time.
Like,
yeah, you hit the way better
made
spot.
such a difference hitting the right part of the hold. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that move that you fell on there too is again one of those ones where it's hard to move slowly between the two positions.
I tried to do like a bad combination of the two, and then it went, as you would expect.
Yeah, because when the foot isn't in cut, you're pressing on it, and then pressing on it makes it hard to go towards it.
Yeah.
And so that's where I again use it as a clue to go fast.
Yeah.
Because like if I'm pressing on a foot, I can like pull fast with the hand, and then the foot's helpful. But you can't pull on it at all to like lock off and go slow.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's one move, not two.
Yeah. I had to do a lot of like evaluation of that, which is like why I think of it this way, because of my back. Like, so I have a spinal fusion, and so there's a lot of moves where people will go through them really slowly, but the middle position's like impossible for me. So because like I can't bend, and so the way I have to do those moves a lot of times is to go quickly from like position A to position C instead of going like A, B, C, I guess.
Yeah.
So like a lot of those moves that people do slowly, I end up doing fast.
Yeah. Okay. Do you find in competition fairly often that your back is something that you're feeling is holding you back, or?
It kind of depends. I think the season leading up to the Olympics, the style changed, and I felt like I noticed my back on like 3 out of 5 climbs at every comp, which sucked. Yeah. To be honest. And then this year, I maybe had 1 in the entire World Cup circuit that I was like, that sucked. Sure. And so it was kind of nice in a way because I was worried that it was just me being like down on myself or something in like the 2021 season. But I really do think it is just like stylistic, and there's going to be some things that are easier and some things that are harder, just like anybody's like strength and weakness. But it's just like something that's a little harder for me to control. Yeah. Because it's not something I can necessarily get better at. Yeah. So there's like some of those things that I can identify and then get better at, like doing it fast versus slow. But then there's these other things that are just going to be hard no matter what.
I guess that you said with having to kind of like work around it, it's kind of almost become a little bit of a superpower in lots of ways because it's like forced that like incredibly powerful way of climbing.
Definitely. I think that's why I've always been attracted to like that kind of like big move, like square to the wall stuff.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
What is a spinal fusion?
So spinal fusion, I guess I should probably explain that. I have scoliosis, so I had a 72-degree curve in my back, so it was like this basically instead of being straight like it's supposed to be. And then the spinal fusion, they break all of your vertebrae and then put extra bone in, and then it heals as one bone. So like it's one bone basically through my entire thoracic spine. So like from here to here.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. And so you had started climbing, you were a climber before you had that surgery, and then you had to like learn how to climb with?
Pretty much. Wow. I like don't remember how movement felt, I guess, before, because I got it when I was 13. Okay. So I was new to climbing, but not like, and I was good, but I wasn't like incredible or like had done a ton of movements and got really strong yet. So I really got to like develop my style really with the spinal fusion, which I think is helpful. So like the longest time I didn't even notice it really. Like it was few and far between that I would be like, oh, I don't think I can do this because of my back. Whereas as I've gotten better, I've also noticed the like weaknesses from it a lot more. So I'm able to identify it more, which is both a blessing and a curse, I guess.
Yes.
You know? So.
Yeah, I guess. Huh. It's interesting. Do you want to move on to
Sure.
what's catching your eye? If you could pick out like this is a like Kyra boulder.
Kyra Boulder.
What would it be?
That's a good question.
And it can't be the moon board.
I was gonna say there's not a ton of like what I would call like Kyra boulders.
Yeah?
Here. This white one's kind of cool though for comp style. I do really love pinches.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably one of my favorites. And I love toe hooks. So the first move, you kind of have to jump off the ground and hit the holds correctly, which is shockingly hard because it's like a hole. And then it's a lot of tension to match the big oval hold because the right foot is really bad. And so you keep as much tension as possible. And then you kind of like let it all go all at once as you go to the 2 jugs. And you just have to like full commit because it's kind of scary. You're like going towards the corner, which is always a bit scary. But then as soon as you grab them, they're really good. And then the next 2 holds are really textured. So it's all just about like keeping that tension because it's so overhanging. Woo.
That was really cool. Got a mini like toe hook in with the
Yeah,
bicycle.
the bicycle, yeah. And you do double bicycle. You like bicycle on the big one and the jug.
Yeah.
And then you like move your feet to the other one.
So Kyra has suggested this pink one might be a good one because I do like a crimp. It's kind of like what we were talking about before. It's got tiny little feet, but they look nice. So you can get like a lot on them. What are the holes in the middle like? They got a little bit behind them.
The undercling ones are good, I think. And then the 2, those are called meatlets. Those like kind of wavy guys.
Yeah.
They're like one of my favorite holds actually.
Okay.
But those 2 are good. The second one's gonna be bad. Come on, yeah. Yeah, there you go, come on, next one's better. Yeah, come on. Sick. Ooh. Come on, good hold, coming. Nice.
Don't want to roll.
The next one's more in cut than the last one. Yeah, come on. You got a lot of feet options. Come on. Yeah. Sick. Come on. Next one's better too. Oh. Yeah, come on. And then that volume out right is on. Like the big circle one. Up higher even. Yeah, come on. Ah, that was so good. Dang. That was awesome.
It all became a bit like stiff towards the end on the arm where I was like,
I tend to be uninspired by the white climbs here. I don't know why.
yeah?
I'll do this pink one.
Is it the hold set?
I think maybe.
Yeah.
Also, I think I have a complex from when I was a youth climber. I would go to this gym in Atlanta to train, and all of the like hardest climbs were always white.
Yeah.
So they just scared me. So now I'm still just like, I see like a
Don't
climb with
like
white holds,
white
and I'm like,
climbs.
oh, it's too hard.
I feel that. Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
I did that one on accident that way, forgetting that volumes were on, and that this whole volume was on. But I think it's cooler that way.
It looked like kind of like awkward moves at the top.
It's
like after you
yeah, like
that
you're
shoulder,
like
it's
wrong-handed on
yeah,
everything.
Really squirmy. Yeah.
Yeah, I like I said, I think you're supposed to use this big volume, but my first go, I just like forgot that it existed, and that way's kind of cool and hard. So
Yeah.
I do tend to climb really fast. I think I'm just a fast person in general. I talk fast. I like do everything fast, and so it just naturally climb quite fast as well.
Sure.
I've tried to, I've had coaches try to change it, and I've learned that it's honestly just important to lean into whatever you're good at.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm lead climbing, I'll try to be more like a lead climber and climb really slow and static, and I just get so pumped.
Yeah,
Whereas, like,
yeah, yeah.
if I climb like how I want to climb, then I get way less tired.
More efficient
So,
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it maybe isn't the most technically efficient way.
Let's find we're gonna, move away from the steeper wall and onto a slightly more inviting angle.
Tend to not top out.
Yeah, Kyra.
Oh, I went way high.
Yeah,
Just
okay,
stand.
go. I might feel it out. Might go for like an initial, see how high I get on the jump.
Yeah. I was like, I try this white one. I think it's also a jump.
Yeah.
A lot of
So,
jumps.
There's a lot of like compy.
We're like, we gotta find
Stuff
comp
here.
boulders, and it's like, oh, well,
Have
came
the
to the right
choice.
place, yeah. Campus comfort.
Nice, Kyra. Yeah, come on. Yeah, you're on it.
Oh my goodness.
That looks so awkward.
I didn't really want to just like yeet to it. Felt very sideways.
Yeah.
But I think that might be because going down kind of felt like a trap, and it felt like it got really in my back. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't do that like side bend there. Come on, you got it. Get there. Yeah. Oh, that was it. You were all over it. You were definitely above the apex that time.
I think, tiny bit higher, and that's good. Nice. Come on. Yes, so good.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, there's no feet.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh man, now I gotta down climb again. That was cool. It was really full. You just had to commit, like completely.
Go for like
Like
way
it feels
further
really
right.
awkward, and then
Yeah.
as soon as you go for it, it feels good.
I'm gonna give this path a last couple of goes. The last attempt was like I was happy with that. There's definitely progress, so hopefully there's not much more progress I can make without actually sticking the move. So I just keep working up, and then.
Come on. Yeah. Oh, that was so it.
I think that one was less committed for sure. I had, like, as I left the ground, I had that like
Yeah, the good
moment of
doubt.
like, oh, I don't know about this. That doubt crept in.
I feel like my other advice on dynos too is to expect to grab it. I think
Yeah.
a lot of times we have surprised ourselves if we get to the holds that you don't grab at all. So like expecting to hit it
Yeah.
and grab it, even if you don't get there at all, is like half of
Yeah.
the battle of doing a dyno.
So that brings to an end my session with Kyra. That was really fun.
That was
Thank
super
you
fun.
so much for taking me through some more comp style boulders. I definitely had a challenge today. My body was not quite playing ball in the way that I hoped it would do, but I definitely enjoyed trying to figure out some more dynamic moves. So thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah, I'm going to leave links to all of Kyra's social media and Kyra's podcast. So Kyra has a podcast with her friend Alison, who you'll have seen on the channel before. It's called Circle Up. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description as well. So make sure you go and check out Kyra and go and check out the podcast. and we'll see you in our next video. Bye!